Right then, everyone. I think we're live. I'm pretty sure we are. I will just check. I will apologise and tell you why we are, 15 minutes late. But just give me a moment and I will just check that we are live. Okay, yep, we are definitely live. I need to remind myself to stay out of the camera shot, so we'll sit a little bit back from the computer. You did just see my mouth in the shot there, but nothing much more than that. So we are indeed live, so I will go over to the script to start the stream. I can't speak today. Put my teeth in. I will go over to the script so that we can start the stream. So, hello everyone, and a very warm welcome back to my channel, HEMR Railway, as you join me once again for another live stream. Today's topic is an Ask Me Anything stream. So, today you will have the opportunity to put any sort of question to me, not a personal question such as age, where I live, my local train station, not anything like that. But you effectively, apart from those, you can ask me anything. So today is a Q&A session, so you can be putting your comments and your questions down into the live chat, and I'll do my best to answer them during today's stream. I'm not sure if we will get a chance to do, I'm not sure if we'll get a chance to do requests today, but if we haven't got many questions, then certainly I will have a go at doing requests. But this is just where I've put on to start with. So I've got the Virgin Railways HST, always a good one to start on. Then I've got a D11, 2 blood and custards, and a Pullman coach. And another nice one, 9F, all my coal wagons, and the BR 20-ton brake van on the back. So, yep, you will have the opportunity to put any question, not a personal question, as I've just said, to me, and I will try and get through all of the questions that you put forward to me today. We'll be live today until about 6 o'clock, maybe about 6:05 today, and we will only have an hour and a half today, roughly, instead of sort of an hour and 3/4 of actual streaming time, because, as I will explain after the intro, we had a little bit of a mishap with starting a little bit late. But anyway, we will still have plenty of time for the usual mishaps, derailments, and banter with the live chat participants. So I'll roll the intro to get this stream underway, and I'll see you in about 12 seconds, everyone. Enjoy the stream. Right then, so before we get the trains moving, I will just explain a little bit why we started a bit late. So as you know, last week was my first stream using OBS, and obviously as you can see by the HEMR live, although I have made a rookie error, I've made a massive rookie error, which you'll see. Yes, now I've fixed. That still said Highbrook Endle Railway Live 1. But anyway, as you can see by the text and as you can see by the camera layouts there and there, you can indeed see we are still on OBS. Now, a function that I, sort of just glossed over last week and didn't think, right, I need to remember that last week, was OBS's streaming function. So you can start streaming. On OBS, there's a button just over here. You can see the computer screen. You can see there is we can't, but there is a button that says stop streaming and go live. So there's a button to actually sort of start the process of sending the information. So I can press start streaming and that starts sending the information, but I actually have to press go live for YouTube to actually make it live. Now the problem last week, I had a little bit of a difficulty trying to get that to work as well. But this week I completely forgot about that. I completely forgot about the send the information, which is the start streaming button. I forgot about the actual tell YouTube to go live bit. So my OBS was sending the information to YouTube, but I actually hadn't pressed the button that said yes YouTube, I'm ready to start the stream, go live now. So that's why we had about a 15-minute delay. Obviously there's the 5-minute intro which I still wanted to keep, and there's about 10 minutes of me faffing around and trying to understand why it wasn't working. Lewis Cartwright, you've joined the chat. Thank you very much. Any questions you want to ask, anything at all, you can indeed ask them in today's stream. The reason you might have already figured this out, but the reason why I've got sort of a me and computer cam and a running cam over here instead of a running cam over here, and then this camera over here also been a running cam for the main line, I've decided that because this is an Ask Me Anything question, it isn't actually a running session stream, it isn't actually a request stream, so I thought, well, I'll have one camera on the station because that's the nicest area of the layout, and I'll have one camera hand me, so you can see my hand gestures and you can see me using the computer and stuff. So when it's not a running session stream, I do quite like this little setup here. Although I do have to remember to not hunch over the laptop and sit backwards so I don't inadvertently appear on shot. Mark at Temple Downward Railway, thank you very much for joining. Nice to see you here. Thank you very much for joining, Lewis Cartwright and Mark. Sip of Roller Cola Fanta. But yeah, as you can see by the text on screen, isn't ask me anything question, so you can ask me anything. So, I think we'll start by getting the trains going. I have realised, by the way, last week a couple of people saying the microphone kept cutting in and out and it wasn't very loud. This cable is actually a USB audio jack going from my gaming headsets into the computer. People were saying the audio wasn't bad. Now, I said I didn't want to buy any microphones because that's not on my list at the moment, but I didn't realise the lead was quite this long, so I can sort of go, you know, a good metre and a half away from the computer, plenty of, you know, space to move around and open drawers and get locomotives out. I didn't realise the lead on this headset was actually that long, and testing with it a little bit earlier this week, this headset, you know, sat, I think, as far as I can tell, because it's close to my face. The quality might not be as good, or it might be the same, but the levels of sound are better and the background noise is lower because it's actually, you know, really quite close to my face. So I am using a headset this week, not just my computer's microphone. So wherever I move around, the sound levels should be the same. But anyway, we will get the trains moving. Let's do them in reverse order this week. We'll set the slowest line off first. So off goes the 9F. And this is a noise cancelling headset, so I've had to leave one earphone off so I can still hear if my parents are shouting me that the house is burning down or anything like that. There's the 9F, she's going now. I'll bring her up to speed. And I shall let her have a lap on her own. I will keep reminding the chat that this is a Q&A stream, so any questions you want, you know, you can go off onto a notepad or a Google Doc and note your questions down and post them all in one, or you can post them one by one, I don't mind. So yeah, ask me anything, no personal questions though, please, but ask as many or as little you like, ask them all in bulk, or do whatever you like. So there's the D11. Off she goes. I shall let her have a lap of glory. I'll get her up to speed as well. A bit more beans, I think. There we go. That's a new record. We've got the trains moving with 8 minutes of actual streaming time. When I say actual streaming time, I mean not including the outro and the intro and stuff like that. And the Virgin Railways HST. Lovely. Off we go. The background audio levels, as far as I can tell, are quite low with this headset, so that's also a plus. Plus also, because I've got noise cancelling on one ear and not on the other, it's kind of a good mix between actually being able to, you know, hear myself think and not trying to shout over the trains, and me also being able to hear the trains in case anything goes wrong. So I definitely think after a couple of tests this week that the headset is the way forward. It's definitely the way forward. It's just a lot better because I found myself when using my computer's microphone, I had the tendency to shout, and that just really wasn't quite good. Whereas using the headset, you know, I'm sort of more aware of how loud I'm speaking. This is why I've got this camera, because I've got these hands here. So yeah, Mark, you've put in a question. Thank you very much. Question: do you intend on lighting the station area? I plan on lighting, well, pretty much all the areas of my layout. So the station area. I think I'm going to go for street lights, although I'm not going to have any roads. I'm going to go for like lantern type street lights, if you know what I mean, sort of like old fashioned, you know, like gas or oil lamps. I'm going to go for them on the platforms. There's not going to be any sort of big station buildings on the platforms, but if I had like newsagents or little coffee shops or, you know, the olden time equivalent of WH Smith, I certainly will try and, you know, light up the station with the old gas / oil lamps and, you know, light up the different facilities that will be on the station. Over on the mainline area, which obviously you can't see today, these houses I did mention last week I am actually going to replace these because I bought these, you know, because I hadn't quite decided what I wanted, and I bought these because I thought, oh, they're all right. But then I realised these terraced houses are far too similar to these terraced houses here. So it means that obviously you can see these pass light through them. So if I just quickly demonstrate without dropping a house on the floor, if I demonstrate here, oh yeah, you can see there, you can see that my hand in that bottom left window, you can see obviously that light gets passed through there, but this one, you know, you can see it's just black. There is no, you know, you can't see my hand through any of those windows. So yeah, I need to replace them, not only because they're not the right style of houses, but simply because they're not, you know, I can't light them as well. So I'm going to light those houses on that side. I think we've got derailment somewhere, but I don't know where. Maybe not, actually. It sounds like it's fixed itself. But over on the sawmill, which is over on that area of the layout, I don't know if you can see over there, this little area around here, I am going to light that, so hopefully I will be able to add some lights to the sawmill, and similarly in the shunting area, which is all the way this way behind the camera, I do hope to add quite a lot of light into various buildings as well. I'm just checking something's not derailed because I think it's the HST. Just a quick check. No, I don't think it has. I think it must just be some loose stones. But yeah, nearly every building, maybe not like the tiny like site containers I'm going to put in some areas of the layout, but most of the buildings and most of the areas on my layouts, I do hope to be able to light. Obviously, the mainline section over this side, I'm not, obviously I'm going to try, apart from the house, I'm going to keep lighting to there in minials, you know, sort of represent that it is actually a full-on main line. Lewis, I'll answer your question in just a second. I'm just checking for the derailment again while the trains come past where I'm sat. Yeah, I think it's alright. I think it's just something that's rattling a little bit. Yep, okay. No derailments. Lewis, question. Do you plan on expanding your locomotive fleet in the near future? The answer to that is near future being 3 or 4 months, yes. I have ordered a Class 37, the Hornby Class 37 in the yellow, BR blue and black cab surrounds, large logo. I have ordered their Railroad Comet, COMET. I have pre-ordered that for $96.99 directly from Hornby. I know people saying don't buy directly from Hornby, but my thing is, if I don't buy directly from Hornby, that is a, you know, the only other type of livery, of that type of locomotive, the Class 37, the only place I can get that livery is from Bachmann, so I'd rather pay, you know, £10 more from Hornby and get it directly and know I'm going to get it, rather than buy it from a retailer and, you know, not get it and then cancel my pre-order. So yeah, that is coming in summertime. I think it's August, well, summertime, June, July, August, I think it's coming. So, you know, it could be as early as, what we know, March, April, May, June. Yeah, it could be anywhere from 3 to 5 months. So that's coming. Once I've done a bit more scenery and finished off the ballasting in that area there, just where the HST has gone over there, because that's my last bit of ballasting to do, that little fourth radius semicircle, and then that little siding at the back there. Once I ballast that, I'm thinking either about buying a Bachmann Standard 4, a green one if possible. You know, one of the older ones, sort of like the 1990s. I think the boxes have like flywheel gear drive super smooth on them. That's the only way I can describe them. Hoping to either buy one of them and do it up, or get a mainline Standard 4 and, you know, properly invest in some magnets and some proper tools and some molly grease and, you know, electrically conductive grease, some power loop. And I'm hoping to do a mainline Standard 4 up sometime soon. I've also got my eye on a 47. But rolling stock, I'm definitely going to look for some more. So I need some more of these wagons, because obviously that entire area behind there is for coal. I don't really need any more Virgin coaches. I just need a coupling for the brake one. I definitely need some more mainline blood and custards, and I need some more triang maroon coaches. Like I said last week, I'm going to try and build up my coaches and rolling stock in sets. So, my light up Pullman coaches will have a set of 3 Pullman coaches that will only get run together. I'll have, maybe a set of 4, 5, 6 mainline blood and custards. I'll have some triangs and try and, apart from a stream where I'm doing requests, when I'm doing running sessions, I'm going to try and build up some coaches and a few rakes of coaches to, have ready-made to go, so I can know, I'll plonk these 6 mainline coaches on. I'll plonk those triang maroons. Oh yeah, scenery comes first at the moment, apart from obviously that locomotive I've mentioned, and then rolling stock and locomotives. Good thing you guys get to see is all the sort of me pressing buttons and stuff that you don't normally see. If you're wondering what I'm doing down here when I'm typing or, pressing commands to change, the cameras like that, it's this drawer. It's my controller drawer, so all my controls are in here, and I just have my keyboard and my mouse, which goes down just in this corner. Just the corner of this grey controller here is where my mouse is. So if you're wondering what I'm pressing down there, it's that. Just remember, this laptop isn't always going to be on top of the board, so obviously I have static grass, place a heavy laptop and cables, crush, bang, wallop. Not going to go well. And we're adding a laptop drawer so underneath here, so similar like my controller drawer moves in and out. I'm hoping to, me and my dad are going to fit a laptop drawer that slides out, and then my laptop can be sort of here in this gap. And obviously my controller drawer will still pull out far enough so I can have my laptop sort of out here, and then this down here below. So that's the next sort of major upgrade in terms of streaming and that lot. Thank you, Lewis. I am very interested to see it as well. I'm interested to see what the mechanism's like, because apparently it's a very unserviceable mechanism. But, as long as it's long-lasting and you can clean the pickups and stuff like that, I'm not bothered. I know on the main line it's got about 466s with the same type of railroad mechanism, the sort of like evolved version of the pancake motor, although it's not. It's sort of like the Hornby 58 motor, where you've got the Type 7 motor on top that leads down to a gear train. As far as I'm aware, the railroad 37 and 47 and 57s are like an evolved version of that. But as long as it's durable, as long as it's long-lasting, as long as it's relatively easy to get to the vital parts, or the non-vital parts last for a while. What I mean by there is, on the pugs, it's very easy to get to the pickups. They're literally just there on the backs of the wheels. It's easy to get inside, but obviously you can't clean the motor because it is a sealed motor. You can pull it apart, and people have pulled it apart, such as Sam's trains when he does his tests. But obviously you can get to the bearings, you can get to oil things. So, as long as I can get to the pickups, I can get to the wheels, and I can get to the gears, then, and the performance is good, then I'm hoping it should be worth the £97. I am also, as my dad said last week when I told him I was moving my stream days to Saturday, so that I could go and watch the rugby with my brother and my granddad on a Sunday. I did mention that in last week's stream. But in case you didn't catch last week, I have moved my stream days to a Saturday so I can watch the rugby with my brother and my granddad. So yeah, I am aware that the numbers might be a little lower than on a Sunday, because obviously Saturday afternoon people might be finishing shopping or visiting family and things like that. So I'm aware the numbers might be a little bit lower, but obviously, as I said last week, and I was going to say now this week as well, I do have a life and other things to do outside of YouTube. Will XMC. That's my mate William. Thank you very much for joining, Will. Nice to see you here again. Good afternoon. Thoughts on World War III? Well, I've said before I don't like to get into politics on this channel, and I've just said it again. However, I certainly don't think Russia are right in invading Ukraine. You know, I think always peace should come first before war. But, you know, it's not good, is it? And, you know, everyone's heart goes out towards the people who are in Ukraine, and also the Russian soldiers who might, I know I've seen interviews that, or thoughts that obviously Russian soldiers have been forced to fight, and if they're not, they face, 15 years in prison or whatever. Obviously, heart goes out to people who've died in that lot, and been injured and lost people. So, yeah, I certainly don't think Russia are right in invading Ukraine, but I'm not going to go too deep into that question because obviously this is not a politics channel. But interesting one to propose, Will, so thank you very much. I'll just have a quick check on how the audio is sounding with the headset, so just give me a moment. Okay then, I'm back. Audio is sounding all good. Doesn't seem to be missing bits out or clipping too much. So that's all good. Tell you what, we will take some requests. So has anyone got any requests? Because obviously we're not flooded with people today. So has anyone got any requests of what trains and what rolling stock they want to see? I will take you through what I've got. So obviously I've got the HST, which is on there. I've got the 9F, which is coming into shot. I've got the D11. I've got Golden Eagle, the A4. Flying Scotsman. My big beefy German engine. I have my 040, the Queen Elizabeth. I've got Tornado. I've got the Great Western 101. I've got, obviously, I've already said the HST. And I've got the Bachmann 08. And I have, obviously, Virgin coaches, Blood and Custards, Pullmans, Maroon coaches, random assortment of freight wagons, container wagons, and Maroon coaches. So if anyone wants a request, pick one out of them, or pick a theme, such as freight, or passenger, or maintenance trains, or rescue trains, or whatever. So we've got time for requests, so anyone got any requests, pick your favourites out of one of them, and I'll get them on the layout for you. Lewis says, please can you run the Flying Scotsman with Pullman coaches? Certainly. I'll just slow the HST down now, because I'll put Flying Scotsman on the outside line, because it likes the outside line a lot better. So, I'll stop the HST, and I will put the Pullmans on indeed. I'll stop the D11 and take the Pullman off there, so hopefully we can have... no, I think Scotsman will only do 3 coaches, actually, so I think I'll leave the D11 going. Oh, I'm going to miss the HST. Let's make sure that draw doesn't fall out. And gentle stop, gentle stop, gentle stop. Perfect stop. There we go. So I'll get Scotty on. He says try not to drop his drawers full of valuable possessions on the floor. So then, we'll pluck the HST off. Hand of God. Oh, crikey. No, no, don't smack into the coach. Yes, there we go. So, I just thought actually, while watching the wire from my microphone dangle in that camera, I have thought I could get like a wireless lavalier. Is it lavalier or lavalier microphone or a lapel microphone? But you know, the cheap ones are still 30 quid, and that's not the sort of money I'm wanting to put into streaming or videos at the moment. And you know, if it's cheap and it's 30 quid, if it works but the quality's awful, then I've still wasted 30 quid. So I probably will eventually get a wireless microphone for use both in videos and in live streams, but just not now. I think the headset's working fine as it is. Nobody said the audio's hideous yet, so I think we're alright. I think I'll put the Scotsman on the right side, where you can't see the camera. Just easier for me to get it on. So there's Scotsman. We have the Pullman coach Lucille. I'm terrible at pronouncing French names if you haven't noticed. Hopefully these coaches will behave. They did do yesterday when I did my mega long, beefy German loco YouTube short, which has gone down well. So I'll pull Flying Scotsman into the chat. Don't click that link in the chat, by the way, people. That's a scammer. Please don't click that link. I shall get rid of them. It's proving rather difficult at the moment because it's not letting me. Fine, I'll do it on my phone. Let me put user in timeout. And I will report that user. Unwanted commercial content or spam. There we go. But yeah, don't click that link that's just been in the chat by that guy with the Russian or foreign-looking name. Yeah. I have blocked him, timed him out, and reported him as spam. So, right, that's him sorted with. So I can now pull Scotsman into shot. And Lewis Cartwright, here is your request. There we go. Them coaches are squeaking again. Right, you just have to excuse me a moment, because that scammer, or whatever his purpose is, is still in a participant in the live chat, so I didn't actually block him, I just reported him. Obviously, I should really remove him first and then report him. But I'm just going to have to I'm going to have to go onto YouTube on my laptop, not on my phone, and remove him, because he's still showing as a participant, so I don't want him lagging my thing out. Not lagging my thing out, ruining the stream. So I'm just going to have to take a minute's break just to sort him out. I shall mute my sound on my computer, otherwise all the sound's going to be duplicated. There we go. Right, where is he? Let me get rid of him. Um, hide user on this channel. There we go. That seems sorted. I seem to be getting one or two of them every week. Maybe it's because my channel's growing a little bit more than it was. But anyway, he's not going to be bothering us anymore. Right. While the D11's there, in fact, I'll tell you what, I'll bring it round to the right side over here. Just there. And I can put a different train on. Obviously, when I do eventually get 3 webcams, if I am doing a Q&A stream, you'll obviously have 2 running cams and 1 me cam. Or if I'm doing a running session stream, we will have 3 cameras. But just for now, I've gone with this. Now, I wonder if Scotsman will take 3 coaches. 4 coaches, even. Obviously, this one won't light up, and there's a story to that, which I've told many times before. But if I slow her right down, I might be able to whip this on the back without stopping her too much. If the old XO4, I think's in there, can the old XO4 can go that slow, which with this particular example it can. Whoop. No, it's not. It's cut out on the points. Slowly does it, Scotsman. Right, I've just got to wait until it clears the points, because putting coaches on the frog of points is not good. She has stopped a little bit, but a little bit of beans will get her going again. So yeah, she's doing 4. That's fine. Next train, I think, instead of the D11, thank you D11, you've behaved today, that's very good. I love this loco, the detail is absolutely unbelievable. In the review of it, I did actually forget to, I did actually forget to show you the cab detail, which is why on the thumbnail of the D11 review, there's a picture of the cab detail along with all the others for the thumbnail. Tornado, you can come on. I might put Golden Eagle on a bit later as well. That coupling's a little bit skewy. You're welcome, Lewis, no problem. More than happy to do requests. Obviously, I'm not inundated with questions today, because obviously this is the first stream I've done on a Saturday for a long time. But we still have got a couple of questions in, so that's good. Will Tornado move forward? Yes, yes he will. But yeah, I'm not particularly rushed off my feet today, so I will. I'm more than happy to do requests. I can't remember if I've already said this, or if I've just thought it in my head, but when Flying Scotsman comes round, after I've put these 2 requests on, what I will do is I will lean down next to the track so you can hear the chuffing sound. I think the Bachmann 08 can go on next. I think I'm going to leave the coal trucks on because I'm quite liking them at the moment. So I'll get the 08 on. I think I'll have the 08. Yeah, let's have the 08 going in forward direction instead of cab first. So 08, you take it away, please. Tell you what. There we go. Get her up to speed, that's all good. And Tornado, take it away if you will. Thank you. Not too fast, obviously, because I have got questions to answer and comments to read. Don't want the noise to be deafening. 08, give you a little bit more speed. Tornado, a bit less speed. Yeah, I think we're alright about there. One question I did actually get asked in yesterday's YouTube Shorts, that was the YouTube Shorts. Oh, massive derailment there. Yep, I knew it were going to happen at some point. There is a particular piece of track just over here that's not quite level on the baseboard for whatever reason. Either there's a track pin come loose or it's just not flat 'cause it went over the joint where we had a bit of condensation. But there is a particular point in the track where it sort of curves up. Not a very sharp angle, but, you know, enough to make a significant difference from flat to inclined. And the Tornado, I think, is the only engine which don't particularly like it. So, because I am actually supposed to be answering questions today, I will spin it round so that Tornado's going in the same direction of all the other trains, which is not what I designed this layout to do. I designed the second and the fourth to be going anti-clockwise, and the third to be going clockwise. But doesn't hurt for a bit of change in there, especially when I'm answering questions. So hopefully it'll behave better going down that tiny bit of a slope rather than up. So we'll see how it does. There we go. And it's left half its train behind. These triangle couplings are a bit bent and a bit old. There, that should be alright. Bit more beans. There we go. We're all going now. Oh, let's get comfy on this chair. Yeah, there, so you can see there. I've put Tornado that way now. She should behave a lot better going down the hill. Right, back to the question I was going to answer from my sort of recently asked questions or frequently asked questions. One question that did get asked on yesterday's YouTube short was, are you going to be changing the music that you use for your YouTube shorts? This was asked by Kurt TV. Well, his name is Kurt, but his previous channel name was Kurt TV. New channel name is The Model Shed. Just give that a search up. The Model Shed asked if I was going to change my music for my YouTube shorts. And the answer is yes. I've been, you know, every couple of months I've thought, oh, I'll tell you what, I'll have a pop onto the YouTube audio library today and see what sort of music there is. Now, I haven't done that for a couple of months, and most of the music I have to use to vary, you know, there's only 7 or 8 songs I use. And, you know, one of them songs is used in a YouTube short on Thursday, one is used on a Friday, and then obviously I have, you know, the intro and the outro on Tuesday, and then the live stream on Saturday. So, you know, by that time, some of them might be duplicated. So the answer to that question is yes, and I did answer this in the YouTube short page as well. Well, the answer to that is yes, I am indeed going to be changing the music soon. I will still be using the same music because I do like the music that I use currently, and I think, well, it's nice because obviously I play piano. I think it fits the channel nicely, the sort of relaxing streams of just trains going past like Leo 8 is doing now. Good timing. But yeah, I will definitely be going through the YouTube audio library once again, and going on audionautics.com and Kevin McLeod's incompetech.com and finding some more royalty-free music to sort of mix things up a bit. But the intro and the outro are staying the same, so sort of the end screen bit where you can click on another video at the end of my video, them 5 different bits that I rotate is going to be staying the same, and the intro music is going to be staying the same, because obviously it's edited to the beat of the music. I said I was going to give you a listen to Flying Scotsman, so I'll try and do that now. Not sure how much of that you heard. I'll try it again when it comes round. In fact, I'll just check on my phone to see how much you heard. I think you just about heard that in the background. Apologies for headphone users. I didn't realise the XO3 growl or XO4 growl. I didn't realise it was going to be quite as high as that. So apologies to headphone users for that. But I think you could just hear it in the background. I'll try leaning over again, just maybe not quite as close, just in the general direction when it comes round now. I won't stick my microphone right next to it. I'll just do it in the general ambience sort of area. It's not particularly loud to me in person, so it probably won't show that much up on camera. But I think it sounded okay. Okay, well, we've just had another one of them annoying scammy links in the chat again. Please do not click that. There is such a thing, believe it or not, as one-click account takeovers. You take that link, you click that link, you're logged into YouTube or Google or whatever, and that bypasses all login features, all passwords, all two-factor authentication. So if you're logged into a thing and you click a link like that, although I don't know what that link is and I don't know where you take it, I don't know where it takes you, there are such things as one-click account takeovers. So please do not click that link. I am in the process now of removing it, and there we go, I have done. It wasn't a clickable link anyway, but I just say it just in case, because I don't think links appear in my OBS thing, so I do say it just to be sure. I know it's a pretty scammy link as well, because looking at his channel, he only joined on the 8th of March. So yeah, he's been politely shut up. Well, he hasn't been politely shut up, but he's been stopped from annoying people. I think I've sent me a 8 round and around loop, so a bit of variety. I did do it with the 9F, and then realised the buffers catch on the platform, so I think I just need to remove a little bit of platform, but I'm not going to do that until I fix the crack, because I can fix it at the same time. chisel a bit away and paint it at the same time I'm sanding and finishing the crack. You can't see the top to it, you can just see that little joint there. Especially good in that running session I did, or the little running session I did with the D11 review. It was really nice to, I placed the camera here so the lens was roughly where my finger was, and it was nice to see the sort of the D11 and the coupling rods, sort of like coming visible and not visible at the side of the platform. It was really nice to see all the coaches like snaking away across here. It's quite a cool shot. I think I should use that shot a little bit more. So I quite enjoyed it myself. I think it looked quite good. Random fact for you. I have had 102 dropped frames from this stream. So I can calculate that for you actually. So obviously I can't keep updating how many frames there are every second. So from streaming, okay, I'll wait until I get to 52 minutes. So from 52 minutes, I'll calculate how many frames you had total. Just a fact I quite like looking at on here, seeing how little, you look at the number and think, oh crikey, that's quite a lot of frames. But then when you calculate it, you think, oh, that's not actually that much. So 52 minutes. So 52 minutes times 60 to get seconds times 30 frames per second. So out of 93,600 frames, I've only dropped 102. That's not a lot. That is not a lot at all. Should find out how many percent that is actually. Random facts. Can't be bothered working that out. I have started to go with 3-stage lighting on this camera as well, because I'm actually able to edit the filters and the properties on here. Oh crikey, I'm just getting guillotined by my own mic wire. But because I'm able to edit the properties and the brightness on here, hence why this camera doesn't look quite so orange and quite so dim as it does when I was using StreamYard. I have actually gone 3-stage lighting because no lighting just looks a bit dim, a bit blunt, and a bit grainy. Stage 1 lighting, there's literally no change. Stage 2 is what I used to use before I could edit the settings and make it a little bit. So you can see there's not much glare on the 08 and really not much change at all. But Stage 3 does give the biggest lighting improvement. I can now use Stage 3 lighting compared to Stage 2 on that webcam on StreamYard, because I can actually edit the filters and the camera and the video properties on OBS. Good system is OBS. I thoroughly recommend it if you've got a Windows laptop. As I say, this isn't my Windows laptop, but I am hoping to get a Windows laptop eventually, 3 or 4 months hopefully. Start saving up and selling on some of my eBay random stuff I've got laying around on eBay, and hopefully I'll get my own laptop. But I am just borrowing my parents at the moment, just so I can get used to using OBS, so that when I come to use it, when I've got my own laptop, as I said, if I start using OBS now, compared to wait until I've got my own laptop, it's 3 months of better streaming instead of waiting 3 months to get a better stream, if you know what I mean. Blind Scotsman looking good there. I think it's time for another train change. So, because Flying Scotsman went first, I'll change it first. I'll let it have another lap, actually, just at a little slower speed. I'll change Flying Scotsman first, get that new train running, then change the 08 and then change Tornado, just so we haven't got 3 trains stopped at once. I'll shut these points when the 08's out, so I can take it off easy. Well, I'll actually stop it around the other side, but shut the points. Tell you what, I'll pull the drawer out so you can see me actually caressing the... well, I can't say this in any other way, but caressing the knob. That sounds wrong, but alright, I'll rephrase. Gently adjusting the knob so that I can stop Flying Scotsman smoothly. That sounded so bad. Forget I said that. Oh dear. That wasn't smooth. That was not smooth. I went too slow and it's the motor stalled. The only thing about XO3s, you've just got to be really careful and keep, if the train looks like it's going to stop, just bump up the speed and lower it down if it's going a bit too fast. You've got to be quite careful. Struggling to press the right command there. Good. That's where I brought Flying Scotsman round to my side of the layout without you noticing. Well, you probably did, because you probably saw me fiddling with the controller. That's always something I forgot to test as well now doing it, feeling Flying Scotsman after it's been running, because obviously the inefficient motors are like 70, 60 years old or something. Not far off anyway, some of them. Just giving it a little bit of a feel around the body to test how warm it is. Thankfully, Flying Scotsman, or this Flying Scotsman, has a good magnet. It hasn't got a neodymium or neomidium, or however you say it. But the magnet it's got is fairly strong. Ideally, your ideal strength for a magnet in a Triang locomotive is strong enough so that a screwdriver can pick it up, but not so strong that, with a little bit of wiggling you can shake the magnet off the end of the screwdriver. You don't want to be holding your motor, you don't want to be holding your screwdriver here and your motor be over here and your motor going bonk onto the end of your screwdriver, because that would just be ridiculous. It'd wear the bearings down, and honestly, it wouldn't be very good. So I've put Golden Eagle on now. Is she going to move? She will do eventually, when she gets a little bit of warmth into her. There we go. Like most of my older engines, she just needs a little bit of a time to get some current passing through her wires and through the commutator, then through the windings, just to get her going. Although I have just remembered she isn't going that well because I've got all of these coaches on. She doesn't like these coaches as such, because they have got pickups on. They do create quite a bit of drag. So Ibis, well, it's just easier if I take these 3 off and put Ibis back on. So you 3, you can come this way. Oh, well, I thought I yanked the microphone out, then it just turns out it came off my ear a little bit. So I think, actually, I was going to stop Flying Scotsman and take her coaches, but I think I will just put some Virgin ones on for a bit of variety. To wait for all trains to get out of the way now. Come on, 08. Shifty. I know you can only do 15 miles per hour, but that's fast enough for you. Awful lot of torque at 15 miles per hour, though. I think she used to be one of my strongest diesels, apart from my Class 66, which was ludicrously strong, and my Marklin 03.10, which is even more stronger than that, which is unbelievable. I mean, the thing about the Marklin engine, it's so strong because not only has it got traction tile on one wheel, every single part is, apart from the tender body, every single part is made out of metal. Golden Eagle should find it a lot easier to pull these coaches. There we go. I won't have a racing away. Just at a nice speed. There we go. Tornado, I will stop you around my side of the layout as well. Something's derailed. Quite badly as well. Let me have a look. Okay. Must have just been must have fixed itself. There you go, Tornado. You are going to... oh, Tornado's motor's just about as warm as the Flying Scotsman one, actually. Maybe its magnetism's losing on the Tornado. But let's have the 03.10, which is this one. That one. See, look, traction... oh, it's got 2 traction tyres, actually. Didn't notice. But the 03.10, because it's so heavy, the front bogie doesn't ride up on derail on that dodgy bit of track over there. So it's more than fine to run this the normal direction. I'll make sure I put the coupling hook to the right side of the post on the 03.10, or it will snag and derail. Golden Eagle's racing away, so I'll turn you down a bit, but off you go 03.10. I'll give you full wave power, because you are quite a beefy engine. I haven't actually measured the current draw on that, because the magnet is quite weak, but I can't add any other, because I've got foam to dampen the noise. And I haven't got any magnets on, there's not enough room, but she didn't get too warm yesterday filming that YouTube short, so I think she'll be more than fine. And I think how we have done for a couple of weeks now, I'll take the 08 off and make some sort of like engineering / recovery train for you, because I quite like it when I do something like that. Oh wait, stop there please. I'll take you off. And I would pick the Class 31, but would you believe it's broken? Well, not would you believe, but would you believe it is still broken after many, many emails. This train doesn't get much love. I say this every week, so it does get a lot of love actually thinking about it. The Great Western 101. So we'll go with our typical open wagon train, open wagon ballast train. We're saying that a train has derailed. Saying that a train has derailed. Need some ballast wagons to reballast the area where it has derailed. I'll have a self-emptying hopper wagon as well. That will split the train up a bit with that. On that side, then we'll have the brake van at the end. We'll take the coal wagons off in a fashion and drop them in there. I am aware you can't see this, by the way. And I've brake van there because the HST will have its own set of brakes. And we'll put the HST power car on the back, the non-driven one, the dummy power car. Funnily enough, if you actually search, if you do a good enough search on YouTube and you go for the right keywords, I can't quite remember what they are. I'm not about to look for them midstream. But I believe if you search like narrow gauge locomotive pulling Virgin HST, there is a really quite cute video of like a like the same gauge, so the same 4 foot 8.5 inch, you know, wheel spacing and track gauge, but obviously scaled down. So it's like having, you know, an OO scale model, the same size body and that, but with standard gauge wheels, if you get what I mean. I will find the keyword for you. Okay, I found the keywords. If you search for Virgin Rail Class 43 HST rescued by steam engine, you should see the size of it. It's like this, you know, probably if you stood next to it, only about, you know, sort of maybe 5, you know, maybe nearly 6 foot tall little industrial tank engine painted up like Bill and Ben. Steam engine pulling this massive, great big Virgin HST power car. So if you, well, it's pulling the whole train actually. But if you search Virgin Rail Class 43 HST rescued by steam engine, there is a really funny video. It almost looks like the West Somerset Railway of like a little Bill and Ben industrial tank engine pulling like a HST in its train. Yeah, it is the West Somerset Railway at Minehead. It's cool. I like it. It's quite funny actually. That's why I thought I would put this little engineering train together, which I realised I haven't set going yet. And 101 might struggle, so I tell you what, I will put the Great Western, I'll put Lizzie on, as I call her. They're reasonably well at double heading together. There we go, should be coming around shortly. Scooby, thank you very much for joining the stream, hope you're well. Thanks for joining. As you can see, there is a Q&A stream, so any questions you want to ask, do ask them. You can ask them all in bulk, one by one, one after the other. Is a Q&A stream. I will answer any questions you have. I did say this earlier, because this is a Q&A stream and I have been answering not only questions that people have asked, frequently asked questions and recently asked questions on the channel. I have gone for the sort of running camera, me camera, and when I get 3 cameras and I do a Q&A, obviously be 2 running cameras, 1 me camera, and running sessions will be just 3 running cameras. But yeah, any questions you have, do ask them. Every train's behaving. Golden Eagle is behaving and staying at a consistent speed. They have 3.10. No problem at all. Motor's not getting warm, and if it was getting warm, I'd know, because it's a metal chassis, metal body as well. And Great Western 101, there's nothing wrong there either. Apart from that little one plank wagon keeps derailing, but there's nothing too much wrong with that. It's not too much effort just to put it back on. Not sure why it does. In fact, in hindsight, if it goes at the front, that might be better for it. Because it won't be onto a dodgy old Triang wagon coupling, it will be onto a 2006, fairly modern in terms of the sort of trains I own. Fairly modern Lizzie coupling. I call this Lizzie because it's Queen Elizabeth. Probably disrespectful if I'm talking to the Queen, obviously. because I'm not, would you believe, one of her family members. But I imagine that will be a little bit better. So we'll set it going. We'll see how it behaves. Try not to get the wheels going like egg beaters. Fairly slowly, and I think we're doing all right there. Scooby, I have, well, Scooby says, got used to OBS yet? Mainly, did have a bit of a mishap at the start of the stream, which is why instead of being an hour and 25 minutes in, we're only an hour and 10 minutes in. There was a particular feature on OBS, which I don't know why they have it, but there is a feature where you're able to start sending the information from all the cameras and all the text and stuff to YouTube. There is a feature where you're able to start sending the information but not actually go live. So I suppose in YouTube's live control room, you are able to view the feed coming in before you go live. So that's why OBS has that feature. And there's a button on OBS that says start streaming, and once you've pressed that button, another little box pops up to it at the side and says go live. So I'd forgot about it last week. I did have a 2-minute problem with that last week, and it said, I needed to press go live. So I press go live. But this week I completely forgot about the go live function because I was in a bit of a rush. Because I've been trying to get cameras together and all that, and I've had friends around earlier today. It has been a little bit difficult, just to get myself used to using OBS. I have done some tests with this microphone that I'm on, which is what this lead is for, earlier this week. But I had completely forgot about the sort of effective start sending the information to YouTube's control center to test that all the feeds coming through all right. And then once you've checked that, go live. But I know that my setup works, so I don't use that, which is why I just forgot about the sending information and actually telling YouTube, yes, I want to go live function. So, but yes, mainly everything's been going okay. On the main line, thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for coming. I see you got scammers. Sorry I'm late. I've blocked all the scammers. There's none appearing in my OBS feed. There's none appearing in my live chat on my phone. Are they appearing for you? I know Alex Statham, he's been hidden, timed out, blocked and reported, and the Russian-looking name has been hidden, blocked, timed out and reported. Are they appearing constantly spamming links for you? Because at least on my devices, both on OBS and on my phone, the scammers have only put one message up before I've blocked them. Unless it's different because I'm on my account. Maybe I should go onto my personal account and check instead. But apologies to people in the chat if the scammers have been posting links, just that I haven't been able to see it, so I haven't done anything about it. But they have been blocked and reported anyway, so. But yeah, anyway, aside from that on the main line, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for helping me with the scammers. Oh, they are the ones you meant. You've just been double dog sure then by timing them out. But yeah, okay, that's fine. We're all sorted there. Jaden, as you can see by the main screen, it is a Q&A stream, so you can ask me anything. You can scroll back up in the chat and see the questions that have already been asked. So, and I've said, you can ask me all in one. You can ask me, one after the other. You can put them all in there in bulk. Ask me questions and I shall answer. We'll just have to excuse me one moment because I've been talking quite a lot today because I've been round at my mates and we've been playing darts and we've been shouting because we've been happy at darts. And obviously, because I'm answering questions and explaining a lot of things, I've run out of drink and my throat's starting to get quite dry. I don't want to carry on and not get a drink because I don't want my throat to be hoarse tomorrow. But just give me a moment. I will pop downstairs I will top up my drink supply. And I will be back with you in just a couple of moments. I'm just going to put this into... I'm just going to put what on the main line's put in Russian, I presume, into the translator and see what it says first. It says, please don't spam the chat. At least he hasn't been spamming the chat, at least as I can see, and certainly Scooby there has said... He said... He just says message deleted, so that's okay. But yeah, I'll wait for your request. If you can have a request, so people, Lewis, Scooby on the main line, anyone else who's in the chat. If you like, you can put in a request. I'm just popping downstairs to top up on my Roller Cola Fanta. Might get some dilute, actually. But yeah, requests and questions. Now's your 2 minutes chance to put them into the chat whilst I pop downstairs and get the stuff. So I'll only be 2 minutes on the main line. You don't have to wait. Put them in the chat now. You're requesting your questions and I will answer them when I come back. Cool, didn't know you could speak Russian. Very nice, unless you just use Google Translate, but... Right, I will be back in a moment. See you shortly. I will mute the mic. I'll leave the microphone on near the track because you've still got a bit of environmental noise. So, back in just a tick. Right then. Sorry if you've got a sudden surprise from me talking there, folks. But I am back. Sorry for the little bit of a delay as well. I had to talk to my parents. Well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to. Toilet lavatory break as well. So I'll catch up. So yeah, if you didn't want to post them, which I know on the main line didn't, your questions and your requests while I was away, then feel free to post your questions and your final requests now for today's stream. I am going to have to finish at 6 o'clock because we are getting a takeaway. Because it's Saturday, treat night, Saturday. We are getting a takeaway and we're going to be ordering, my parents are ordering it pretty much now and we have to go and pick it up. I have to be setting off to pick it up at 6. So, I am going to be finishing up at 6. Jaden, you have put a question in. You've said thoughts on HS2. Now, my thoughts on HS2, excuse me. My thoughts on HS2 generally are quite poor. I think the fact of spending so much money to get from, is it Leeds to London? I can't remember. I can't remember where it is, but from wherever destination to London, 20 minutes quicker. I really don't think it's worth spending all that much money. They've already had to increase the budget and decrease the sort of routes and availability of where they go. The budget's gone up massively, but yet the actual area they cover has gone low. I know around my local area there are lots of, not been protests, but lots of banners saying that people, don't support it. There's been lots of like diagrams and stuff showing where massive rail bridges will just go across farmers' fields, and if you can imagine trying to be a farmer and trying to mow and combine harvest and plant seeds around like telegraph poles and pylons. Imagine doing that around, potentially hundreds of posts going through a field to hold this bridge up. I just don't think it's a good idea, especially around my local area. Trains are poor. We have started to see the introduction of Northern Class 195s, but they only sort of do like Nottingham to Sheffield and all the big cities like that. We don't have Northern 195s that stop at our local station. We're still on 152s and 158s. With the occasional IET, like the 801, 802 or 803 passing through a station on a late night run from London to Edinburgh or whatever. Our station, as you've seen, is not an electric station, so they will be running on diesel. But so far, it's really not going to looking good for us. We're not going to get any movements of trains. If we want to get the train or HS2 to London, we're going to have to travel to Leeds anyway and then get on the train. And by the time you've travelled to Leeds, that's 20 minutes faster just gone into it. So, there's no improvements to our local station or really anywhere near, us. So, it's just not looking good for us so far. No improvements to us. So, as far as I'm concerned, they can sod it. There's no point. My argument is for it taking 20 minutes longer. A lot of businessmen and businesswomen, business people who are travelling from Leeds to London, 20 minutes might be a good time for them. Might be the only time in the day where they do get to, actually sit down and enjoy themselves or get a bit of work done without being pestered at by the boss, if you know what I mean. So, just doesn't seem like a cracking idea to me. Scooby says, what shall I have for tea? I've already said we're having takeaway. We're having Casa Grill. Or House Grill. But yeah. Like a pita bread with like peri peri chicken and veg and like chips with like really nice spicy seasoning on them. Yeah, it's nice. You can indeed, Kurt. That was the whole point of this camera. Obviously, it's a Q&A stream, as you can see by the text there. So, I've gone for one running camera and one me camera. I've said this 3 times already today, but just for you, obviously when I do eventually get 3 webcams, there will be 2 running cameras and this camera if we're doing a Q&A stream, or there will be 2 running cameras and 3 running cameras if we're doing a running session stream. We can get ours delivered, Scooby. You said Just Eat is pretty bad, but it's cheaper if we just go and pick it up ourselves. It's a fair distance away, actually, but it's worth it. Kurt, thank you very much for joining. Don't worry about being late. You've just caught the last 10 minutes of the stream. But thank you very much for joining. You can see all the mess of cables I have to go through. USB hub, mouse dongle, keyboard dongle, USB for this, webcam, charger, headset. Yeah, I just realised I've just shown a little bit of my mouth and chin, but there's no too bad about that. That's why I'm sort of leaning backwards like this. Kurt, I did take your recommendation. I did watch the stream back last week and did realise the audio wasn't quite good. And when I was saying about the headset and the wire, I didn't actually realise that this wire was this long, so I can sort of go back almost 1.5 metres away from my laptop. And pretty much, the back of the chair is pretty much touching the other board that's opposite this board over here. So I have taken your advice, Kurt. I am using a wired headset. Plenty of room. I didn't realise, as I said, the cable was this long. But yeah, I've taken the advice, Kurt, and I've been checking the audio throughout the stream. The audio seems to be a lot louder, a lot clearer, and it doesn't seem to be cutting out or clipping. So thanks for your advice, and for the moment I've gone for this wired headset. Plenty of room to move about. Anyone like Subway? Yeah, it's alright. I had meatball marinara last time I went, but it's pretty disappointing, not going to lie. The woman who was doing it looked really new. It looked like her first day on the job, if I'm going to be honest. And she did a pretty poor job at wrapping it, so much so that instead of being a whole sandwich, I know it's a messy sandwich to start with, but instead of it being a whole sandwich, the sandwich was sort of in 3 ripped up pieces because she'd done such an awful job at ripping it up, at rolling it up. I felt like saying, pass it here, love, I'll do it. It were alright. I probably won't get it again. Well, not if I can realise that the person doing it is it's the first day on the job. Not that I'm saying, you know, you're immediately bad on your first day of job, but it did kind of spoil the, you know, thing of me looking forward to having that sandwich for the first time. If I'm going to be truly honest, Kurt, no, I haven't got the things I've got off eBay. We've had a letter through the thing, through our well, we've had a slip from the Royal Mail or the post office through our letterbox saying that there's £1.50 delivery charge to pay. I don't know why that is. Maybe your parcel was too thick, or maybe you just put stamps on it and put it through a post box instead of taking it to the post office and getting advice. I'm not saying it's your fault because, you know, the postage system in the UK is quite confusing. What you can send, what you can't send, you know, how much of it, the thickness. So we have got to pay a £1.50 delivery charge, which is nothing. And my mum has very kindly said, you know, I'll pay it for you. So I think she's paid that, or she is going to pay that over the weekend. So hopefully it will come fairly shortly. I think it's probably at the post office or the delivery centre near us. But they have got them. They've got them, just that I haven't. I also mentioned about rotary tools last week. I was saying I was looking to get one so I could clean up some chassis. I've got this Flying Scotsman chassis which needs a bit of a clean up. There's a tiny bit of rust on some areas, and the wheels are fairly ingrained with dirt. So there is a rotary tool coming in Lidl on Sunday the 20th, so obviously not tomorrow, next Sunday. And it's a £20 rotary tool set, rechargeable via USB, and it comes with a charging lead. And comes with a load of bits as well, so I will start cleaning some of these chassis up and start putting them on eBay so I can make a bit of money back from buying a... Oh no, in fact my parents have very kindly again said they'll buy the rotary tool for me. So I can start saving up some money for my laptop and potentially another locomotive as well. So I'll get some chassis cleaned up, get them sold. So I've got that Flying Scotsman one. I have this Triang 460 / Princess Elizabeth. You see the wheels are really quite rusty. The chassis got rust all over it. Motor's got rust all over it. I'll probably sell the motor separately, to be fair. I need to sell off some of my XO3s and 4s. I've just got motors everywhere. But yeah, I'll give it a bit of a clean up. Get this one on as well, because it is just filthy and rusty and all horrible. Probably scoosh out the wheels as well. And I've got an old 040 chassis somewhere to clean up, but I can't find that. No cheese, Gromit. No cheese, Gromit. We've forgotten the cheese. It's actually crackers, but same thing. Pitch, boom, 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 boom noise. A Class 66 makes. That was odd. Went past and I'm like, it's like 66. I'm like, I ain't got a 66. I ain't got DCC sound. Then I realised it were Golden Eagle making a noise like a 66. Unfortunately, Kurt, I'd love to say it again, but I have got to go because me and my dad are going to pick up his takeaway very soon. So, I'm sorry, but just this once, you will have to wind back about 30, 40 seconds, maybe a minute, and rewatch it. I'm sorry, but me and my dad, I said to my parents, yeah, you know, I'll be down at 6 or I'll be finishing up at 6. So I'm sorry, but just this once, Kurt, you will have to rewind. Or rewind after the stream, actually, if you like to watch the ending, which I know people do. So I'm sorry about that, but I do kind of have to get wrapped up. It wasn't too long ago now, probably around 2 minutes now. Right then, everyone, I think that's a near perfect stop. Not too bad anyway. I didn't want to pull this train any further forward, so you could, you know, obviously, to make it perfectly in the station, you won't be able to see the engine. But everyone, thank you very much for watching today's stream. It's been really good. So I'll quick shout out to people in the chat. So thank you to Lewis Cartwright, Hemel Downward Railway, Will XMC. No thank you to all the scammers that have been in today. Scooby2142 on the main line. And the Model Shed. Thank you very much for watching and all your requests. We've had a couple of requests today, not too many, but just enough to fill the gaps in between questions. Thank you all for submitting your questions as well. We haven't been flooded with questions today, but obviously it's a Saturday. It's the first time I've done a stream on a Saturday, so the numbers probably won't be as high as they were on a Sunday because people generally tend to do things on a Saturday, but hopefully the numbers we will see start to go up a little bit as people realise I do them on a Saturday now. But yeah, requests have been good, questions have been good, despite all of them, most of them not being about trains. But I have enjoyed answering a couple of your questions, and of course the next Q&A session will be around the 16th of May for my 2-year on YouTube anniversary special. So, to close the stream, I will say my little ending piece. So, thank you everyone for joining me for today's live stream. It really has been wonderful to see you all here today, and thank you for your requests and your questions, as always, as I've just said. I hope you have enjoyed watching the stream as much as I have had running it, and as I always say, these weekly streams really are one of my favourite types, absolute favourite types of contents to produce and make. I will hopefully see you at the same time next week on Saturday at 4:15. But meanwhile, I would just like to say thank you all very, very much once again for joining this evening. Take care and bye for now.